Marami tayong mga kababayan na kinikilala sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo, sa iba't ibang industriya na kanilang ginagalawan. Ito po ang espesyal na edisyon ng Pilipinas Online Bantay OCW, hatid ng Bantay OCW Foundation mula po dito sa INQUIRER.net, INQUIRER Radio, at syempre, ako po si Susan K.
Bantay OCW, Bantay OCW. Yeah, yeah.
Pasukin muna natin ang mundo sa larangan ng edukasyon. Paano nakikilala at patuloy na nananatili sa abroad o sa ibayong dagat ang ating mga kababayan na sumasabak sa larangan ng edukasyon. Makakakwentuhan po natin ang Vice President ng Kiettisack College, affiliate po ito ng Cambridge International College mula sa Laos. Makakakwentuhan natin Dr. LINO Mondido. Hi Dr. LINO, welcome po sa Bantay OCW program.
Hello, good morning, Miss Susan K. Good morning. Thank you for this opportunity too.
Salamat po sa pagpapaunlak din na naimbitahan namin kayo dito sa programa.
Miss Susan K, sorry, I'm so honored to have this in your program.
Paano niyo po nalaman na may programang Bantay OCW, Mr. Mondido?
It turned out that your program popped up to my phone, so that was the time that I started watching it over and again until I was in the vacation in Sibonga last July. So that was that time that I sent you a message that I really love your program because it talks about life of OFW, which I am very interested to.
At syempre, kaya naman namin kayo inimbitahan sa ating programa dahil katulad po ninyo, yung inyong mga kwento, sabi nga natin, mga kwento ng ordinaryo nating mga kababayan, pero extraordinary naman yung inyong pwedeng ma-share sa amin. Dahil ilang mga taon na po ba kayong nag-a-abroad, Dr. Lino?
I started being an OFW from 2008 up to the present time. And then it started in Bangkok. But before that, I was a volunteer of the VSO. I was assigned in MESOT, in Ministry of Education MESOT, Pak, Thailand. I worked in the VSO overseas volunteer services in MESOT. I was working with the Ministry of Education in MESOT. And I also handled the consultancy of Special Education Center right there in Mesot, Thailand. After that, I went to a paying job because of the need of my parents, which I could not sustain to support being a volunteer because I had only an allowance, but it's not a pay. But I enjoyed being a volunteer too.
So bali po, volunteer muna pala kayo sa Thailand. Tama po ba ako? Bago kayo lumipat dyan sa Laos?
Yes, Ms. K, I started to volunteer in Ministry of Education in Mesot. Supposedly that was 2 years, but I asked permission from my advisor. And in UK, I sent an email that I cannot sustain to work until 2 years because of the needs of my parents. I cannot fully support them. So after that, when I stopped being a volunteer, I shifted to a paying job, which I landed the first school in Bangkok, in the city of Thailand. So after that, I worked for 5 years in that school in the English program as an English teacher. And then after 5 years, I shifted and transferred to another special program, which is a public school for also 5 years. After that, I moved to Laos up to the present time. So this time I am currently working in Laos. I am with the Kiettisack College, and at the same time I am a part-time teacher in the secondary department because this international school has 4 campuses. 1 campus in high school in the city of Impian, and 1 primary and pre-primary campus, and 1 other in the city of Luang Prabang.
Pero Dr. Lino, dito po sa Pilipinas, kahit nandito pa kayo sa Pilipinas, nasa education sector po kayo.
Yes, Miss Susan K. I was a public secondary school teacher in Sibonga National High School, and then a school head in the same town in Chiduro de la Vega Memorial National High School, which I opened that school until it finished, and then I transferred to the State University in Dumaguete as a professor. And after that, I opted to take the volunteer job in Thailand.
So, ibig nyo sabihin, Dr. Lino, nag-abroad kayo as volunteer muna sa Thailand and then finally dyan sa Laos. Bakit po yan ang bansa na pinili po ninyo?
During my volunteer application in VSO, I was given 2 countries first. That was in South Africa. And then I said, I think I'm not ready to be there. When in January 2007, Thailand is offered. And then I asked what would be my job description. And then my advisor in VSO in Manila told me that I will be working in the Ministry of Education. And I said, yes, I'm okay with it because it's very close to my profession. So that's the time that I choose Thailand for that matter, being a volunteer worker in VSO.
Bakit po ninyo piniling magbolontaryo samantalang ang mga kababayan natin syempre naghahanap ng mga bansa kung saan matataas ang sweldo? Eh syempre pag sinabing voluntaryo, wala kayong aasahang sweldo.
I didn't even matter about salary, but I want to know the job, being a volunteer, because others would say that volunteer is not exactly paid, but when I went with this visa, it's different because this is international volunteering, Miss Susan. So I enjoyed my job. So with it, supposedly I supposed to finish 2 years, but because of the problem of my parents, I cut it short to make it only 1 year and finish my job descriptions all in all. Instead of 2 years, I made it 1 year.
And dyan naman po sa Laos, kayo ang Vice President ng Kiettisack College, hindi po ba? Ilang mga taon na kayong Vice Presidente dyan? At kumusta naman ang trabaho? Very rewarding ba?
Before that, Miss Susan, I worked in schools, in English program, in schools for about 11 years before coming to Laos. It happened. Yes. Supposedly, it was my plan to be back in the Philippines in 2018 for good.
Opo.
But this owner of the Kiettisack was once my student in PhD and advisee in her dissertation. So personally, she invited me not to go back home and then come to join in the teaching force. So I joined in the secondary department. I didn't teach English because she gave me the choices of subjects to teach. So I picked up to teach travel and tourism than to teach English. And she asked me why I don't want to teach English. I said, I want another menu of the subject field. So I went to teaching travel and tourism. I enjoyed teaching for 2 years. And when this college was opened last June, she told me that I would be one of the staff of the college. Supposedly I said no, but she asked me, okay, just take the job, all right? So I took the job, and then being at the same time working in the office, and at the same time I'll be transferring to the secondary department because it's far from the college to teach the subject business in the grade 12. So I enjoyed the job. Well, in terms of salary, it's okay, very okay.
Anong sekreto ni Dr. Mondido na nai-enjoy po ninyo ang trabaho dyan sa Laos?
I would say that enjoying a job is just to do your responsibility. Being a teacher, personally, I need to prepare my lesson so that students will be satisfied. And these international students would exactly learn from me. Then I would learn from them because culture, the diverse culture, the background would be different from us. So just to understand their needs and then preparing lessons and then enjoy the job. For me, that's my secret. Not thinking of the heavy loads probably, but enjoying the job, enjoying teaching, enjoying learning. So after all, at the end of the day, you would say that, oh, my students learn from me.
Pero pwede rin the other way around, Dr. Lino, kasi sabi mo kanina, pati ikaw natututo rin sa kanila. Ano po mga natututunan ninyo sa inyong mga estudyante? Na iba't iba rin ang lahi kasi nasa international school kayo.
I learned most of the time of their culture, the way their ceremony, their festivals here, and then the way they greet, it's different because in our country, we will only wave, but here they would say, "Natungan." That's one thing. So, I mean, the students are very respectful in these international schools, and I would say that 99% of our students are really from the rich family in the country. So they need satisfaction in teaching because they really want to learn from us here, Filipinos in the school. And I'm so proud as well that here in these international schools, there are a lot of Filipinos from different parts in the Philippines merging together to teach these different subjects.
Oo nga po, yun ang susunod kong itatanong. Ano ang profile ng ating mga kababayan dyan na nagtatrabaho sa Laos? Usually po, nasaan silang mga sektor?
Most Filipinos here, I think 80% are in the teaching field. They are in the teaching. Others work in companies. Others also work in hotels. Others also work in farm. There are a lot of farms here, big farms that really produce products for the country.
Ano naman po ang pagtingin nila sa mga Filipino workers?
In our school, I would say that Filipinos work hard for the betterment of the school and the students as well, and also to satisfy what the parents want from us. Filipinos here are happy. So many Filipinos are working in different sectors, but most of these Filipinos are in the teaching field, enjoy teaching in this different culture of our students.
Saan ninyo nakikita si Dr. LINO Mondido 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Nandiyan pa rin ba kayo sa teaching industry? Sa sektor na ito?
Actually, it's my plan to add 2 years or 3 years, then I need to go back home.
Bakit gusto nyong bumalik pa rin sa Pilipinas? Kasi yung iba naman po gusto na rin manatili sa abroad. Pero kayo, babalik at babalik, Dr. LINO.
I had a long way here already, so I think it's enough that I would give chances to the others because I would always believe that there is no place like home.
Tama yun. Napapanood po tayo sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo, ng ating mga kababayan saan man sa mundo. Dr. LINO, may gusto kang iwanan na mensahe sa kanila para sa nagtatagal na mga pagtatrabaho at syempre at the same time, na-enjoy katulad mo rin dyan sa Laos. Go ahead, sir.
For my kababayans o FWs, whether you are land-based or sea-based, I would say that the best thing to do away from home is to love our job. Whatever religions you would have, let's be strong with our faith. So it would be our weapon to conquer all the missing moments from family. And then of course, the job that we are doing would surely help us for our needs, not only for us OFW, but I think back home, our responsibility with our parents back home, sharing probably for me is one thing that we should do. And also, I would say that while we are abroad, working abroad, let's save for the rainy days. That's the only thing that's good, so that when we will be back in our country, we have something to keep on doing and getting something for our needs and expenses.
Sa inyong pagbabalik sa bansa, anong gusto nyong gawin naman dito?
It's my plan, Ms. Susan K, because I bought a lot last March. I'm planning to manage it, and then in fact I started telling my brothers and sisters to plant fruit-bearing trees, hopefully that it would be fruitful for us, and then after all we can harvest and then sell it out, and then for the income. So that's my plan, to really manage with the land that I bought during the pandemic time.
So balik tayo sa farming. Tama-tama yung sustainable communities na madalas kong ma-feature sa programa. Dr. LINO.
Yes, madam, I love farming too because my parents were farmers, so they were working with that land. But so I didn't expect also that I can buy that last March. Hopefully that when I will be back home, I will concentrate on managing the farm, on doing a little bit for an exercise. Yeah.
Naku, salamat naman po at nabahaginan ninyo kami ng inyong mga plano pati. At syempre, looking forward naman kami na makita rin ang inyong farm in the near future, Professor. Thank you very much po, Doc.
Thank you very much, Ms. Susan K. It's my honor to be in your program. And to all the kababayans, watch the show because this show is guaranteed and we will be aware what the CWs are doing. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Salamat din po sa inyong suporta sa programang ito saan man kayo naroroon. Dr. LINO Mondido, mga kaibigan ng ating nakakwentuhan, siya po ang Vice President ng Kiettisack College. Ito po'y affiliate ng Cambridge International mula sa bansang Laos. At syempre, tubong Cebu ang ating kabayan at inaasahan natin ang kanyang pagbabalik naman pagkatapos ng kanyang mahabang mga panahon, mahabang mga taon ng paglilingkod sa larangan po ng industriya naman ng teaching o ng education. And looking forward kami na makita si Ginoong Mondido, si Dr. LINO Mondido. Bantay Kaso Update para naman po sa kalagayan ngayon ni Hilecrio Escol mula sa Damam sa Saudi Arabia. May good news tayo dyan dahil nabigyan na raw siya ng exit visa at hinihintay na lamang ang schedule ng kanyang flight pabalik ng Pilipinas. Naku, maraming salamat sa lahat ng tumutok sa kasong ito, Department of Migrant Workers, sa ating Philippine Overseas Labor Office at sa lahat po ng mga opisyal at staff na patuloy na tumutugon sa mga problema ng ating mga OFW. Espesyal na edisyon po natin ito. Hatid sa inyo ng Pilipinas Online Bantay OCW mula po dito sa Bantay OCW Foundation, dito sa INQUIRER.net at Radio Inquirer Online. Ako po si Susan K.